Hey guys, welcome back. This week, cybercriminals are using cracked versions of popular games for crypto mining, security researchers managed to crack an ATM shimmer gang, a security researcher developed an app capable of exploiting NFC systems, and our CVE of the week, an unauthenticated RCE in Apache Tapestry. Crypto mining is becoming a lucrative business for cybercriminals. Lately, hackers started using cracked versions of popular games in order to make a profit. According to Avast researchers, cracked versions of Grand Theft Auto 5, NBA 2K19, and Pro Evolution Soccer 2018 that are given away for free contain a crypto mining malware named Crackonosh. This malware uses the infected computer to process cryptocurrency transactions, which earns cryptocurrency in the process. Once Crackonosh is installed, it disables all Windows updates and uninstalls all of the security software to protect itself. Crackonosh also installs its own fake version of Windows Defender, which is actually an application made to check if the malware is running inside a virtual machine. Avast researchers say they observed about 800 infections a day, and further research discovered that Crackonosh has already made roughly $2 million in cryptocurrency. In other news, security researchers cracked an ATM shimmer gang. Shimmers are devices that are placed by criminals inside ATMs and are designed to steal credit card information from credit cards. Banks and security firms had difficulties dealing with shimmers, since these credit card information gathering devices are encrypted. In 2017, researchers from the US government and MasterCard got a hold of a shimmer that was put in an ATM in New York City. The researchers managed to decrypt only a small amount of the data from that shimmer, but it was enough to lead authorities to catch the group that operated these devices. The authorities found a lab full of shimmers and, more importantly, the missing link to understanding how these devices work, a download card which downloads the stolen data when it is inserted in the ATM. These findings in the US also led Mexican authorities to arrest the ringleader of the shimmering syndicate and helped companies make improvements to their ATMs to prevent these kinds of attacks. Moving on. A security researcher developed an app that allows him to exploit NFC flaws in ATMs. A Near-Field Communication System, or NFC, is the system that allows you to simply wave your credit card in front of a reader instead of swiping it. NFC systems are installed in millions of ATMs around the world, making them a major target for cybercriminals. Joseph Rodriguez, an IO-active security researcher, is trying to stop cybercriminals before they can exploit these systems. This is why he researched these systems in the last few years and eventually developed an Android app that is able to exploit their flaws. This Android app is able to mimic credit cards' radio communications, which allows exploitation of multiple bugs by simply waving a smartphone in front of the NFC reader. The exploits allow transmitting credit card data, changing transaction values, and in one case, even forcing the ATM to dispense cash. The researcher disclosed these flaws to the affected vendors a year ago, but he does warn that ATM machines are not updated regularly, and many machines are probably still vulnerable. Now for our CVE of the week, an unauthenticated RCE in Apache Tapestry. The vulnerability was discovered a couple of months ago by security researcher Johannes Moritz, but last week a proof of concept explaining the exploit was posted on GitHub by another researcher, reigniting interests in this vulnerability. Apache Tapestry is an open-source, component-oriented framework for creating highly scalable web applications in Java. This critical RCE affects all versions of Apache Tapestry up to version 5.7.1. It is a bypass of an older vulnerability, which made it possible to download arbitrary class files from the class path by providing a crafted asset file URL. The previous vulnerability allowed an attacker to download a file containing an HMAC secret key, which is used to sign serialized Java objects. Apache fixed that vulnerability a few months ago, but a researcher discovered that the fix could be easily bypassed by adding a slash to the asset file URL. By bypassing the fix, a hacker could sign a Java gadget chain that would lead to a remote code execution in Apache Tapestry, endangering the whole system. Apache fixed the new flaw, but it does raise some concerns that the last fix was so easy to exploit. That's it for now. More details about what we just mentioned can be found in the description below. Don't forget to follow us on our other channels to keep up with the latest news and advisories.